Hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today I want to talk a little bit about a ribbon that I rolled for the Flux rifle called Flux Rifle Fevaata. Because I was really curious to see how the Flux rifle would perform with a ribbon after the buffs. So here's what the setup looks like currently. It's running acceleration for damage, split chamber for multi-shot, heavy caliber for even more damage, val acceleration for mental amounts of fire rate. Then there is the ribbon, Flux Rifle Fevaata, which adds a decent chunk of reload speed, which lowers the time it takes before it starts recharging and makes it recharge faster. And it also adds quite a bit of generic damage, which does wonders for the slash procs. Then there is Flux Overdrive, which basically fills out the rest of our status after we've added two dual stat mods in the form of Rhyme Rounds and Malignant Force for viral damage. Now here's how the setup performs without any outside buffs. I'm just using Inaros, I'm not using anything else, so this is sort of a control test. And I'm leaving the enemies at sort of half health, which is more than enough because they have a ton of slash procs on them, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna bleed out before the viral proc runs out. Now the reason why the weapon leaves so many slash procs and why it's really good for a setup like this is because it only has two physical damage types. It doesn't have impact, it only has slash and puncture. And it has way more slash damage than puncture, so the status procs are weighted heavily towards slash. Then I decided to be a wee bit fancier and I put it on my Roar Rhino that I use to hunt the Eidolons, and this is a great combo because Rhino's Roar adds generic damage as well, so not only is it going to increase the damage of the beam, but it's also going to scale the slash procs. I mean, you can just see it, the enemies melt way faster than they did with Inaros. Another frame that I tried this with was Ash because of his passive, which makes your slash procs do 25% more damage and last 50% longer, which is fantastic. And I did 4 enemies without Seeking Shuriken, where the damage was still pretty respectable, but then I did 4 enemies with Seeking Shuriken, and you can see that by removing the armor, you allow the beam to do damage itself, on top of the slash procs, and the weapon just turns into an absolute monster. And finally, for maximum lulz, we have Harrow. Yum. Now, whenever I make a Riven video, I always get at least one comment that basically says, wow, this Riven is ass, you should have bought a better one and made a video about that. And while yes, I can definitely see the appeal of that because it can be really cool to see what a top-notch Riven can do on something like the Tigris Prime, I think it's also nice to see how your weapon would perform if you get a reasonably rolled Riven. Reasonably rolled Rivens. I should write that down. Reasonably rolled Rivens. Because this is, for all intents and purposes, a one-prop ribbon. It adds a ton of damage. The reload speed just makes the weapon feel better. So I'm fairly confident in saying that if you were to throw, let's just say 20,000 kuva at this ribbon, you could roll something way better. You could either roll a 3-prop ribbon, or you could roll a ribbon with a negative stat, which would let the other stats roll higher. That, however, was not my intention. I just wanted to see how the Flux rifle would perform with a reasonably rolled ribbon. Trademark. And to also share it with you guys so that you know how your Flux rifle will perform if you get a reasonably rolled ribbon. Trademark. So if by any chance you get a Flux rifle ribbon from a sortie, don't dissolve it for endo because it can actually make the Flux rifle really good, especially if you throw a little bit of kuva at it and you get some decent stats there. And that's pretty much it for the video. So Flux rifle with a ribbon, not too shabby at all. It can actually do a ton of damage, especially if you pair it with the right frame. And as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.